Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back again with me. My name is Doan Andika Pratama and I'm from E-Class. So today I would like to tell you about three materials, which are the first is word stress, second is sentence stress, and the third is intonation. So let's begin. For the first materials is word stress. What is word stress? So, in English, we don't say each syllable with the same force or strength. In one word, we accentuate one syllable. We say one syllable very loudly, big, strong, important, and all the other syllables very quietly. Let's take three words: photograph, photographer, and photographic. Do they sound the same when spoken? No, because we accentuate it and we put stress on it. One syllable in each word. And it is not always the same syllable, so the shape of each word is different. Let's take a look for the example. The first example is photograph. There are three syllables, and we put the stress on that word in the first syllable. So, just like this, we say photograph. Photograph, photograph. And the second example is photographer. There are four syllables in photographer, and we put the stress in the second syllable. So we say photographer, photographer, photographer. And the third example is photographic. In photographic, there are four syllables, and we put the stress on the third syllable. So we say photographic, photographic, photographic. So this happens in all words with two more syllables. Teacher, Japan, for example. China, above, conversation. Interesting, important, demand, and the other words. So, the syllables that are not stressed are weak or small or quiet. Fluent speakers of English listen for the stressed syllables, not the weak syllables. If you use word stress in your speech, you will instantly and automatically improve your pronunciation and your comprehension. Try to hear the stress in individual words each time you listen to English on the radio maybe, or in films, or in music, for example. Your first step is to hear and recognize it. After that, you can use it. There are two very important rules about word stress. The first one is one word, one stress. So, one word cannot have two stresses. So if you hear two stresses, you have heard two words, not one word. For example, scary lion, scary lion. In the first word, you put the stress, and for the second word, you cannot put the stress on it. And the second rules is the stress is always on a vowel. For the next material is sentence stress. Sentence stress is the music of spoken English. Like word stress, sentence stress can help you to understand spoken English, even rapid spoken English. Sentence stress is what gives English its rhythm or beat. You remember that word stress is accent on one syllable within one word. Sentence stress is accent on certain words within a sentence. So, most sentences have two basic types of word. The first one is content words, and the second is structure words. Content words are the key words of a sentence. They are the important words that carry the meaning or sense, while the structure words are not very important words. They are small, simple words that make the sentence correct grammatically. They give the sentence its correct form. So, if you remove the structure words from a sentence, you'll probably still understand the sentence. So, while if you remove the content words from a sentence, you will not understand the sentence. The sentence has no sense or meaning. Let's take a look for the example. Sell, car, gone, France. So, all these words is content words. The sentence is not complete. It is not a grammatically correct sentence. But you probably understand it, these four words, communicative very well. So, the meaning is somebody wants you to sell their car for them because they have gone to France. So, we can add a few words like sell my car, I've gone to France. So, the new words are structure words. Do not really add any more information, but they make the message more correct grammatically. We can add even more words to make one complete, grammatically correct sentence. But the information is basically the same. For the complete words is, will you sell my car because I've gone to France? So, in our sentence, the four keywords sell, car, gone, France are accentuated or stressed. Why is this important for pronunciation? It is important because it adds music to the language. It is rhythm of the English language. It changes the speed at which we speak and listen to the language. The time between each stressed word is the same. So, in our sentence there is one syllable between sell and car, and three syllables between car and gone. But the time between sell and car and between car and gone is the same. We maintain a constant beat on the stressed word. To do this, we say my more slowly and because I've more quickly. We change the speed of the small structure words so that the rhythm of the key content words stay the same. So we say, will you sell my car because I've gone to France? So, will you sell my car because I've gone to France? So, the content words, we can add the stress. There are three rules about sentence stress. The first one is, content words are stressed. Second, structure words are unstressed. And the third, the time between stressed words is always the same. And now I'm going to tell you about rising intonation, falling intonation, and rising falling intonation. So, if we are talking about intonation, what we are talking about really is pitch and the use of rhythm in speech. The pitch and rhythm start to add feeling and intention, because the meaning is really revealed in the language that we are using and the construction of our sentences. But the way we feel about what we are saying is indicated through the use of pitch and the use of the rhythm. So I guess we are talking about, in a musical sense, about how we are using our voice as a musical instrument. For the first one is rising intonation. Rising intonation is a rise in human voice, just like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, usually, rising intonation used for asking a question, or maybe you want to make some list. For the example, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of tea? Or maybe, where does the meeting start? Where does the meeting start? So you can put the rising intonation in the end of the sentences. For the list, I would like some eggs, some milks, some cheese, and some breads. So you can put rising intonation in each word that you mention. For the second is falling intonation. Falling intonation simply means that the pitch of the voice drops down, just like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Usually, falling intonation used for statements, or maybe used for exclamation or comments. For example, that's wonderful, that's wonderful, or put that down, or go over there, go over there, go over there, you know. And for the third is rising falling intonation. So rising falling intonation is combination of rise followed by a fall. So combination of a rising intonation and following by falling intonation. For the example, dogs eat bones, dogs eat bones, but cat eat fish. Dogs eat bones, but cats eat fish. So for the word dogs is using rising intonation, and the word bones is using falling intonation. So dogs eat bones, but cat eat fish. Also, cat is using rising intonation and fish using falling intonation. So for the sentence like this: dogs eat bones, but cat eat fish. Dogs eat bones, but cat eat fish. Just like that. So that's all my explanation about my materials. I hope you guys understand. See you again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.